Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 Career Mode, episode number 45. So we ride with Juan Pedro Lopez at the Spanish Individual Time Trial National Championship. Lopez comes in with a -1 today, which is actually exactly what we expected him to have, unfortunately. Reason being is his schedule is so overloaded. The team's schedule is so overloaded for a team our size that a few of the riders are beginning to get overworked to that point where it's lowering their morale, lowering their performance, even though we're managing the fitness side of it to where they don't actually appear to be overloaded. It's turning out that they're overloaded anyway. So as Lopez goes through the first checkpoint, not a bad time, just a minute off the pace, 17th. Though at this point, there's probably only about 40 riders that have gone through there, so it's really kind of right down the middle. But for somebody who has a 63 time trial today, a 64, that's not bad. Here's the thing about Rodriguez. Rodriguez is, along with Barta, are really only two time trialists that we have. So he could and should have a chance. A top 10 here would be probably just enough security. The security that we need to make sure that if we fail and don't win a stage at the Tour de France, that we'll be okay and still get that monster evaluation. Unfortunately for Rodriguez, he's got the same problem Lopez does and was expecting a -1, and instead he gets a -4. So overloaded schedule has taken its toll, and Carlos Rodriguez is going to absolutely bomb at this. 73 on the time trial. Prologue doesn't mean a thing, so at least we're not losing those 6 points. But that 73 with a resistance that's down to a 68. Doing some climbing right now, losing 3 points there as well. That's too much too much. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pull off a top 10 any longer. If he had a +1 today, I'd say he could be probably a shoe-in for a top 10.
Percentages above 10%.
Okay, Lopez, that 75 nearly made it. You can see that's actually a little short, so we actually need to be backing off here with Rodriguez. 2K to go, and he's already out of energy. He's already tanked. Yeah, that heart rate's dropped, not picking up. So he's going to lose a lot of time. He was 3 minutes, 8 seconds behind in 28th place. That's a big time gap. 4:49 at the finish for him. Those kind of time gaps do open things up for a decent time trialist, which is why I figured Rodriguez could get an okay time. Now at a 74, he's just about neutral now. Oh, Castroviejo. Wow, he's wearing the number 11. Rodriguez did really good last year. Gosh, what did he have? Like +4, +5? And did fantastic. Castroviejo, though, is the favorite. So don't worry about the fact that he's ahead of me. We are 17th, 223. I just don't know if I can crack the top 10. That's going to be the tricky part. I think we're a little too far back. We still have Barta to put in a good one. And then, of course, we have the road races. I don't expect anybody else to be able to do anything on the time trial. But you can see at this point, we're not losing any further ground to Castroviejo. And that's kind of the key, at least for now, as a lot of these guys are going to be losing time over these last few kilometers or so. We'll be okay. Bilbao has the best time right now. Moss, second best. I would imagine he's about to go top. Okay, it just dropped off with about 100k to go. Castroviejo does win. No, we didn't get to the top 10. There's Garcia Cortina, who we're courting for next season. I think we probably just missed the top 10. '13th. By just missed, it was half a minute, which is not quite just. It's definitely in that gap from where you go from decent to not so good. Onto the U.S. individual time trials now. We open with Owain. Owain is here because he's one of the few riders that were not able to get enough dates to on the calendar. So even though he's only a 63, 65 today, it's only 18 kilometers, so it's very much a mixture of the time trial prologue rating, almost right down the middle, not quite. Owain's not going to do well. He'll finish towards the back, but he, like I said, one of the only riders who still needed time in the saddle. Now, while he's off doing this, quick programming note, and I'll get Garrison set up here as well. Garrison, much better off, a 71.74 today, so that's about a 72.5. He should be capable of putting in a pretty decent time, especially compared to other riders in the U.S. I would say for now it would absolutely be top 10. Eventually, towards the end, we'll see if it is able to hold. You may notice the sound is a bit different. Now, if you follow my Pro Cyclist series, you would have heard this yesterday, but I have made a change to my audio system. I still have my same Blue Snowball microphone that I had before. It's not the greatest, but it is one of the better than average microphones that's available to people anyway. And so that is no different, but I added a boom arm that instead of having it on the table about 2.5 feet away, pick it up. It's got noise reduction technology to try to eliminate some of the other sounds, but for those who have been watching the channel for a long time know that's obviously never been the best thing, as there have been issues with that in the past. This should help clean that up a lot by bringing the microphone right up to me. I've got the windscreen and everything else with it that will help significantly. Gilkinson here just flying for EF, but it's Owain, so I'm not too worried about it as he reaches the line. Currently 15th out of 19 riders. So yeah, not so good. Garrison's +1 is helpful. 2 of these 4 riders are on a fitness peak. Should have a +2 or better. Garrison got a +1, so he actually drew a -1 for the stage. I think Athil is the other one that's on a fitness peak, so he drew a -3 today. Barta, unfortunately, the one guy that I could use with that positive race day condition. He's coming in with a net neutral, so as we have 1K to go for Garrison, and we're going to attack towards the end. See, what is he done here? Just 7th place with a lot of riders still to go. So really not the best time, but considering he's a 71 today, that's what can you ask for, right? And a 71, not much. Anyway, updated technology, so hopefully from here on out that should clean things up a little bit on the audio and make things a bit more clear for you. So Barta sets off, does have a +1. He was a net neutral guy who drew a +1, so finally a little bit of luck. He sets off, that's a 77 and 78, so he's averaging a 77.5. The resistance is at a 74. There's little to no climbing. It's mostly flat. That's the one area where he'll lose a little bit of time today. But Barta with that should be able to put in a very competitive time. I'm hoping for top 5. And that would make him that difference maker that we need ahead of the Tour de France to ease the potential stress that might come with a 4-star race that we're a little overmatched for. He is 5th, just 10 seconds off the pace at the 2nd checkpoint. A strong finish. Oh gosh, he just dropped to 24 seconds off the pace. One of those final 4 riders behind us is tearing it up right now. 1K to go. Attack that finish. Attack that finish. There you go. Come on, come on, come on. 2nd place, 0 seconds, right behind Nielsen Palace. He will not win, but that will almost certainly be a top 5. 11th. Now it will be a top 5. Here's Roscoff. He's got the top time, and he holds the top time. We're still on the podium. Here is Ian Garrison, Michael's brother. He is second, 10 seconds behind. Will he hold to that? He does. He stays second, 14 seconds down. Here's TJ Van Garderen, last year's winner, I believe. Just 14 seconds behind for him. He goes 23, finishes just behind Barta, 2 seconds behind. Barta not on the podium, though. They give the podium to Palace. But that is the top 5, William Barta. So, not bad. It would have been nice if he was on a fitness peak. I think maybe next year I need to start having Barta focus on the individual time trial championship to help with his preparation. Italian national championships, expectations are a bit lower for this one. Tintoni, Zeta, neither of them are great at time trialing. Tintoni had changed his training focus to time trialing. And, surprise, surprise, he just leveled up again. But where does he pick up points? Mountain. 81 mountain now. Resistance still just a 73, though. He's got decent acceleration. His hill ranking, I think, went up by a point or two. But the time trialing, still just a 66. So he's not going to do much today. It's also a mix between time trial and prologue anyway. It's only about 16.5K. So a 65. 73 resistance, but 65's not going to amount to anything. And the climbing will make a difference here, but not a huge difference. So low expectations of these two, but whatever. We'll get through it. Tintoni was not the only one who leveled up. Trying to figure out who the other one is. It hasn't updated their evolution just yet, so I'm not sure who it is. It might be a Monotoglu. It was one of the 71s, is now a 72, but there's 4 of them that are at 72, so it's hard to tell which one is which, as Tintoni is getting close to the end now. We are going to have to definitely back off to try to make it. Zeta will be up soon. And by the way, this is 1 day ahead of the last 2 time trials. I do like how they're spread out this year and not all on the same day, because in real life it is like this, where they do differ slightly. Zeta, though, with excellent race day condition, +3. This guy is an absolute beast when it comes to national championships. This is his forte. Resistance is an 81. The hills and mountains both slightly higher, so a 74 hill. And that time trial prologue mix, it's a 74-81. Slightly favored towards prologue, so that's, what's that going to be? Like a 77.5. Close to a 78. Zeta could be in for a pretty decent time here. Tintoni just 31st. Big gap off the podium right now, especially before things tighten up around 4th place. Zeta only wear the number 71 today, so there's still 7 riders to go after him. First checkpoint, 4th place. And while he's done a bit of climbing, he does not have much of a deficit right now, meaning he should be able to push pretty hard towards the end. It looks like he's catching, I want to say that's a Skyrider, but it's Ineos, so it's not a Skyrider. Come on, Zeta. Fly. I want to push to a 76, but I think this 75 is probably the way to go. There's not enough downhill to make up ground right now. 8th at the first checkpoint now, probably everybody through there. 4th at the second checkpoint, so he could be in for a top 10. But anyway, with it being a day on, I've already seen that evaluation on the US top 5 for Barta. Sponsor didn't care one bit. When we were Continental, they're absolutely thrilled by that. When we were Continental Pro, they were quite happy about that. Now, as a World Tour team, they couldn't care one bit if we score top 5s. That's unfortunate. 9th at the second checkpoint with everybody as he comes through towards the finish. Attacks the line up to 4th place. past that. Was that NTT rider? Solid result right now, 4th place. Will not hold though. He'll be lower than that. But he gets ahead of David A. Formulo, who's 6th. Ulysses not going to crack the top 10, it looks. Fabro, 4th. 5 seconds better than Zeta. Affini, he'll be top. Into the lead rail for now. Bedial, last 3. Filippo Ganna nearly caught him at the line, and the Bahrain McLaren rider takes the win by a comfortable 42 seconds. Zeta, 7th place. Not bad for somebody who is not a time trialist. It's amazing what a little race day condition can do for you. Be using a little bit of time lapse in this one so that we could fit this all in within this episode. But we head to the road races, and we begin with the U.S. National Road Championship. Maximum riders is 8. I've got 7. All 7 healthy, able to make it. 5 of those 7 with +2 race day conditions on Fitness Peaks. No negatives out there. Everybody's got good morale. The motivation is average. We could and should absolutely get a top result today. I'll send somebody into the break, force other teams into the work. It's going to be somebody who's definitely boosted by a solid race day condition, and then the Peleton will ride for Vermark. First 3 riders away.
Surprise attack. He's probably just
Lion definitely looks quicker than those first 2.
Things are heating up in front.
I'm going to let Orion get set here momentarily, and then we will set this up back in the pack. Big chase. A lot of teams want to be part of that. Not enough to break away, however, because of the little incline that there is. He's already got 19 seconds. Had 19 seconds. Might have to send Grant again if OIN gets a little too tired. Still on the climb. This is not the standard race that I thought it was going to be. This one's a bit trickier.
It's an attack! A couple of teams
out Van Garderen working. Okay.
They obviously don't have anybody.
Well, we know who they're working for then. It's Palace.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group.
Gotta watch that gap. Make sure it does not start ballooning out too quickly here. Water is down 128k to go. That is 4th time over the climb. There's a good long wait from the finish, right? The last climb to the finish line. It ends on a sprint. So you definitely need some sprint and acceleration on this one. And then survival. So this is not necessarily about punchiness, though we might go for something along those lines. Barta has a little turn of pace. Mark definitely does. Athil looks pretty good in that department. Orion. Granigan. Granigan's the top sprinter of this. Whoa, 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 whoa. For Mark and Garrison. Come on. Come on. I didn't even see it blink in red. I didn't even see that blink in red. Come on, Garrison. Work together. It's early enough, and we're on the flat.
And he sprints away in attack.
This is team leader. This is team leader. I want you to drop back. Again, struggling at an 84. I need to get all these guys up. Telford's still waiting on them. Okay, good news. EF have lost at least 3 guys. Granigan, way too weak of a climber. Unfortunate because he's our top sprinter. Let's have him wait and join the group. Suddenly we're down to 3 guys. Chasing 6. Not much of a gap to those 6. Pace really picked up. Need all 3 of you on an 84.
This is the last third of the race. The team leaders have their minds
86.
fixed on today's goal.
Get water. Get water. And get water. 62k to go. That'll be the last time. Oof, 2 EF riders. Gonna end up bringing them back if we get these guys back in. Barta. Pace is really lifted here at the front. We're down to 30 seconds to those front riders. Rally, the one pulling their weight at the front with EF. Finally, everybody's got water. $60k to go. And the gap is out to 4 minutes. How are we losing ground in 80, pulling at 86s, right? That's yikes. Garrison, Telford. And then we're picking up half of EF's team, which is definitely not good. We got to slow down a little bit here.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Okay, Telford's dropped. And he's at least got Petrov and Brown with him. Garrison's going to get dropped here. But we ditched the other 2 EF riders. So for Mark, hanging on, moving on. Granigan's behind him. For Mark, can't go too hard here. He's got it within 2 minutes. Out of energy with 2 laps to go, though. He's only a 70 mountain. I think that was the main problem. I did not notice any blinking red. So do I focus on these 3 now? I think I'm going to have to. It's 50k to go. It's just 32 riders. Maybe. Do we send one back? No, it's 1:52. Thought it was 30 seconds. 5 to 30 seconds. I'm going to have to focus on this group. 2 climbs. Ryan does not look like he's going to make it much longer. Athil doing just fine. Barta's hanging in there. Guys that actually have a little bit of mountain rating. Hawaiian, not much. don't know how they got back to 4 minutes so fast. Wow, we're okay. We're blinking red at 89. How do these guys have any energy left? Seriously. It's only been 2 teams working at all today. They've got almost nothing left, though.
The riders are going through a
I
very
only
tough
see 2
portion with
EF riders.
percentages above 10%.
And Rally didn't start. There goes Hawaiian. Too late for the gel, buddy. And then there were 2. And then there were 26, 24. Eighth Hill definitely hanging in there better. Very similar sprint capability. Barta actually, whoa.
Several riders are attempting
Attack.
to break away.
Multi-sleeper. Simmons, Paulus. They're not going to chase. Hawaiian's only a minute 35 behind. That's not going to work. Are we riding for 6th place all of a sudden? No. Arapahoe's got some guys left. Arapahoe. Seriously, this is not looking good for me as a team when we're getting beat this easily. Of course, outside of Remark, my American contingency is not exactly the best riders we got. Pull those guys back. That's good. Good job, Arapahoe. Last climb. I need Aethel to follow Barta. And Barta, you're going to use your gel. To the front. There's a lot of guys suffering. So let's make them suffer. As we go and lap guys. Here we go. Here's the attack sleeper. McNulty going. Owen. Paulus. 15K. Barta. Come on, your hill rating's better than this. Let's go, buddy.
Only 15 kilometers left.
Okay, they're done. On to 8th Hill. 4 riders have gotten away. At this point, we're looking at top 5 only. 14K, we're going to come over the top. Main group of 14. Barta was still in contact just a moment ago. Alright, 8th Hill will recover a little bit. He'll be capable in the sprint. 3 riders away. 13 chasing.
The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
Downhill, it's 30 seconds though. It's going to be really tough to catch those guys. 25 seconds, 23 seconds.
Only 5 kilometers left.
6K to go. It's all about 8th Hill at this point. Palace attacking that front group. That's going to be making it even harder. Oh, don't get so far back. Wow, 8th Hill. 8th Hill's last guy in the freaking group here. 3.3K. Come on. Come on. Ease your way forward. Ease your way forward. Okay, 2K to go. Got to the front, but not enough to fully attack here.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be
We're
the first
right
to the line
behind
today?
those guys. There goes Bennett. He's a quality sprinter. Simmons has some speed. Owen,
Fabulous.
he's faded too early. Nothing left. Nothing left. Having to rely on 8th Hill. How does he survive? He's like the weakest guy we've got. How does he survive that mess? Okay, Barta, go. Did we even get in the top 10? That was not good. 8th Hill took 13th. Ay. Barta took 17th. Not our best, folks. Not our best performance. I had high expectations for the day. For Mark was the first one who really let me down with that, and then we lose a few guys trying to help him out. finish looked pretty for 39th for Mark, 42nd. Oh, it's not all going our way this season. But here's the thing for Mark, punchy. Not a climber though. Not a climber. So doesn't completely surprise me. None of my American guys are particularly strong climbers. None of them. So I can see why Nielsen Palace, who I said was the favorite, McNulty, if he wasn't riding alone, said could very much be a favorite. Pointed out Sleeper, Bennett. I mean, those are all guys that we identified as top contenders outside of the only one in the top 10 was Godwin, who I didn't identify. So kind of went exactly how we expected it to. I just expected to be able to be there too, with them. For Mark certainly would have had the speed, but he just didn't have the climbing ability. And unfortunately, I allowed him to get dropped. That's on me. That is going to do it for this episode, though. We at least did claim a top 5 and a top 10 in the individual time trials. Really not amounting to anything, though. So we're very soon going to be on to the Tour de France, the last one that counts. I think we're okay, but I really would have liked something from the sponsor that was like, good job. Here's that little pat on the back, right? Even just a couple pluses, I think would have been just enough that I would have gone, okay, we're set. We're good. Anyway, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.